Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Friday, August 2nd. So I thought we'd kind of go off topic today and find out what is it that really pisses you off or angers you. This should be good, right? Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and yes, this is the weekday. This is Friday. You guys that do your 5 days a week, you made it. This part of a more day, one more day to go here. So I thought I'd talk about because I see so many unhappy people. So many people that seem to hate the world. They hate what's going on in their lives. They hate. And why is that? Why is that there? See, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm just someone that watches human behavior and relationships, right? And when I see that going on, it usually is, well, let's put it right out there. It's anxiety driven to a certain extent. And we don't know how to deal with our anxiety, so it comes out in other areas. You know, it would be like, doing the hang and things start screwing up. And the more screw ups, the angrier you get till finally you're ready to blow. And it isn't just the screw ups that are pissing you off, right? That are causing you to be anxious. It's the fact of you only get so many days to make hay, right? You make hay when the sun's shining out. So if you're having breakdowns and you're not able to get your hay picked up, what's going to happen? Your anxiety level is going to go up, right? For most of us, it will, because you got to feed the mama cows, you got to feed the babies, it's this life cycle thing. And then when things are going good, then we seem to be in a lot better place. And why is that? Because we're less anxious about what's going on in our predictable future. See, no one can predict the future. But we know if we can get enough hay up, we don't have to worry about feeding the cows. But yet we do, because we still have to make sure that a tractor works all winter long in order to feed those cows. So if a tractor doesn't start one day during the winter, then what? You're going to roll them out by hand? Square bales are nice because they're smaller, easier to handle, but the round bales I feed are a lot bigger than that. But every time I watch somebody get angry, even in relationships where they get angry at each other, it's anxiety based, anxiety driven. And you're like, no, it's not. I know what it is to be pissed off. Oh, yeah. We've all been pissed off, but if you follow it back far enough, it's because something was causing you anxiety. Real. A lot of times when you clash with your girlfriend or your wife, each of you have something that you're trying to bring to the table. Okay? And sometimes what ends up happening is that you start talking over each other because you're trying to get your information to the forefront. And when you're doing that, you are not listening, okay? And you're doing that because anxiety says, I need to say X, Y, and Z in order to get my point across. You don't hear me. Well, she's saying you don't hear me either in so many words. And then always the ball drop. I don't love you anymore, or I'm leaving. Now, you think that's going to increase your anxiety or decrease your anxiety? Some would throw a party. I know, but not most. That would increase the anxiety. And I can remember when I was younger, relationships were difficult for me because I was always afraid to lose that person, right? And it was because I hadn't found myself. And the best relationships are when you're comfortable with yourself and who you are, and you don't need that other person in your life. You're in a good place to have a relationship. But until you get to that point, you're kind of flailing in the wind. And that relationship, I could tell you right now, is going to do a lot of roller coaster. Until you both either figure it out that I'm good enough with or without the other person. I will survive. I don't need to have that other person in my life. I want that other person in my life. There's a big difference between needing something and wanting something. Needing something is you have to have it or all bets off. Want, you could take it or leave it, right? And that causes less anxiety. And actually, if only one are practicing that have that feeling, it's still going to be, but not as much. But it's going to be one-sided, And it's usually the women that have the worst anxiety. I'm not saying that as factual because I dealt with anxiety and depression for years. So I know what, and mine would come out in anger, bursts of anger. And then I would feel remorse for coming out in anger. And it's because of the anxiety. So what can we do about it? Well, there's certain ways we can decrease the anxiety. And that is put in place more waypoints to make sure that whatever you're trying to accomplish is going to go smoothly. You could run practice runs. But honestly, if the anxiety gets to a really where it's affecting your life on a daily basis, then I would first start with a best friend that you know isn't going to blab your information all over the world, or a therapist that is bound to, unless you're looking to harm yourself or others, it'll only be between you and them. That's the only two exceptions, harm to yourself or others. If you're just anxious, even if you say, I like to kill my husband because he doesn't listen to me, they are not going to call the authorities on you. And you have general anxieties, throughout your life, whether, you're in a good place and stuff, but you're still at some point in time, I don't know what I want to do, what I want to be, I want to be liked, trying to figure out how to be liked by the right kids growing up. See, the hard thing is we tend to try to look at who's the most popular to try to be friends with, right? And that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal is to find the people, the kids, people, whatever in your life that are a lot like you. So that you have same things in common. You're not trying to impress somebody, right? If you're trying to get in with the uppity up kids, let's say per se that their parents have money and buy them everything. And you come from a middle class where you've had to work for everything, and you're in even high school and college. A lot of times you're going to be let down when you find out that there is no depth of friendship. It's very superficial. If you watch some of these shows, I know the reality shows, but a lot of this is just made up crapola. I watch, and you can see that they're so not real. I mean, just look at these people and just shake your head. And I think that's what a lot of the draw and attraction is to these shows. It is for me. It was just like draw dropping. Like, huh? But they befriend you next to you and then rat you out or say things that weren't true to other people about you. Those aren't real people. They're the ones that are they're pot stirrers, but they're also trying to be friends with everybody. They're trying to impress. See, one of the biggest pet peeves I've had for years, and that is someone lying to me. So why is someone lying to you upsetting? Well, it's because why can't they just tell me what they need? Don't do a 1 hour rendition and say, can I borrow $20? Had you just said, can I borrow $20? Okay. But now you spent an hour of making up all this crapola that has nothing to do with the idea that you need $20 to take your girlfriend to the movies. Or the one-uppers, the ones that feel so insecure that their tendencies are always trying to be able to do something bigger, better, faster, what have you. And you guys and gals have seen these people. And it's like if you come in and you say, I had a great day, and we'll go back to hay because I'm a farmer. We got 10 acres of hay in. We did good, no breakdowns, blah, blah, blah. That next person, the one-upper, is going to say, well, I got 20 acres in. And we could have got more, but I just called it quits. Or if you've done this, that person has always done it better. And it's not that they've done it better. It's they feel that you are not their equal. You are above them. So in trying to impress you, they take it more than what they need instead of just being who they are. What's the quickest way to resolve that? Start following your feelings and working backwards. What is it that causes you to say things like that? Instead of somebody saying they got an 85 on a grade, instead of congratulating them, you're telling them, I got a 99. That's fine. But an 85 may be 100 in that person's mind for how hard they studied. And studying may come easy to you. And most chances are you never did get a 99. You're just saying you got a 99. Because you're trying to compete and impress. So I'm going to start wrapping this video up. I thought I'd throw it out there today because I'm seeing a number of people in my real life that are doing some of these things that, I'm just kind of like scratching my head and trying to figure out where it's coming from. But if you find yourself frustrated, angry, what have you, start looking at what are the anxieties that are pegging. Maybe you don't want to deal with customers that day. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe you had problems at home, in the home life. And now you're at work and stuff is just falling to pieces. And the tendency when we're in that stage is we use the all or nothing. All, it's not just limited to everybody hates me. They all hate me. Well, not everybody hates you and not all hate you. Probably good chances are you've got one person that might be a little pissed at you right now, but that doesn't say everyone. Everybody. There are all these key words that come up when we're in that place. So to guide you guys into the weekend, if you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, just chalk it up to that. Take a look and see what the anxieties are that are driving it. If you're having problems dealing with somebody else, look for their anxieties, what their anxieties might be, and see if you can kind of calm those anxieties for them. It'd be a much better world if we all kind of helped each other out. Because post-COVID, I'm seeing so many young kids not know what the heck they want to do, where they want to be. They never leave the house. They got their phone. And they're letting the phone take the place of interaction. And we need human interaction. We do. On that note, you guys have a great Friday, and we'll see you here bright and early Monday morning. Alrighty.